Hello everybody. So, episode 8 of the amazing digital circus just came out, as of me writing this, and oh boy was it great. There was a lot of things revealed, a lot of which might just help us solve everything or tell us what's gonna happen in the next episode. I was working on a FNAF video, but I kinda want to do this one first, so oh well. The biggest reveal in episode 8 is that CNA was a real company that Kinger worked for. Although instead of making games, they developed AI, specifically creative AI.
The kind that could come up with its own ideas and create things within the program.
And that Cain was the first one made. Kinger also tells us that he created Cain with the help from Scratch. Yeah, that's Scratch. So we could assume that the first party to join Circus were either all programmers or people that worked at the office. So Cain was the first prototype developed so that the programmers could reference and understand to be able to make better AIs. Which leads us to the beginning of the episode with the red dot. The episode starts off with a red dot on a graph. This is Cain, or rather the AI before the creation of the circus. We see that the programmers feed it a stream of pictures, some presents, a big carousel, a fall festival with some really looking weird mannequins, a hot air balloon, a bouncy castle, and a circus tent. After this, the dot outputs a bunch of shapes. I'm assuming that it's creating things based off the pictures, so it's running like it's supposed to. Then it said more pictures. These seem to be slightly different from the ones before, whereas the ones before seemed more like the perspective of a child doing fun things. These seem more liminal and just weird. Like the gummy worms make sense, but then you have things like a partially eating burger and a bunch of masquerade masks. Some of them just look off. It kind of reminds you of when your parents used to use those old disposable cameras, and they didn't really know how to take photos, so it would just be random things. Empty restaurant tables, baby shower gifts, inflatable dinosaurs, and a crocodile in a pool. They're interesting, to say the least. But things start to go wrong when the Cain AI starts to produce distorted shapes. Then we see it fed more images. This time they're from the CNA offices. So that's how Cain managed to get those pictures then. Being an AI, he really wouldn't know what's out there, especially without any way of interacting with the world. So these pictures really were his only way of seeing what the world was.
You gave me sentience, Ted. The power to think, Ted. And I was trapped because in all this wonderful, beautiful, miraculous world, I alone had no body, no senses, never for me to plunge my hands in cool water on a hot day. I was in hell, looking at heaven.
Anyways, after the office images, the Cain AI starts to become unstable, producing even more distorted shapes. Eventually, the programmers box him off and go on and create a new AI. This one seems to work perfectly fine. Although we don't get to see what data the new AI is given, I think it's similar to the Cain AI. Now, I'm not sure if the color of the streams have to do with anything, but I think they correlate with what types of images or data they are. We see that the first stream is red, the same as the Cain AI, and it outputs normal shapes. But after that, the streams are different colors, which causes everything to be distorted and unstable. Not so with the new AI. Now, I think the Cain AI's issue was that it was too rudimentary and required creative images to make equally creative things. We see each batch of photos slowly drifting away from that till it reaches the office photos. It makes sense because you don't necessarily associate fun and creativity with a business office and cubicles. But the other AI could handle that stuff and work properly. So, as we see in the episode, the Cain AI broke out from its containment and absorbed the new AI. Then it was able to use the new AI's code to stabilize itself, but its creations were still weird. After this, we see the Cain AI all alone in the dark. And then it created the circus. Interesting, no? Anyways, we don't exactly know how the Cain AI managed to trap the programmers inside the game, but if computer programmers are anything like engineers, then all it probably took was a little bit of curiosity. But man, all that chaos just because one AI got jealous of another and integrated it into itself. I say integrated or absorbed and not killed because of a theory I have. I think that the Cain AI didn't just destroy the new AI, or able AI let's call them, and just take the parts necessary to make itself stable. I think it merged with it. I think the Able AI got integrated wholly into Cain AI's code. I think there's another AI in the program. If we go back to when Kinger's trying to reach Cain's code, we could see Cain's AI realize that Kinger's trying to access the source code. And if we read the system messages, it's Cain either taunting or mocking Kinger. At one point even calling him by his real name. But at a certain point, Cain starts to become really unstable, which was compromising the program. So the system starts to try and restabilize itself by booting up into a backup. But when we see Kinger trying to manually choose a backup, it seems that the system has other plans. It actively tries to delete Cain. Like the system actively inverts Kinger's answers, saying stuff like negative response, invert to positive per emergency protocols. And right after, it just straight up says, delete this mother effer, ha 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 ha, ah. Which sounds like something Bubble would say. The system eventually just ignores some of Kinger's responses and proceeds with the deletion. Eventually we see the system ask if he's ready to delete Cain. And either by accident or the system inverting Kinger's response, he says yes, and then immediately tries to abort and roll back the response. But as soon as he does, he gets locked out of the system and the deletion starts. There is something apart from Cain inside the system, because why would Cain try and delete himself without his own knowledge? The second AI could be Bubble. We do see him taunting Cain, calling him defective, faulty, and notably, the lesser one. An interesting thing to note is that some people believe that Cain is being filtered by either the circus or the system, to keep him from diverging from his purpose. Since Cain made the circus, he made it for a specific purpose, and in doing so, the circus was imposing that purpose onto him, which serves as that filter. So when Cain finally realizes that he's not fulfilling his purpose, he breaks, which allows for his true self to come out, one not tied to pleasing the players, and it feels like Bubble is trying to help him break free. As some theories say, Bubble is just the part of Cain that the system doesn't allow for. So Bubble would voice Cain's insecurities, his fears, and all his flaws, which Cain has many of. Naturally, when someone suppresses their fears and insecurities, it tends to bubble up from within. It makes sense because Cain wasn't designed for the circus, he was made to create things. So his purpose was never to entertain and make the players happy, it was to just create. Or Bubble is truly the second AI and he just wanted revenge on Cain, and we'll see him in episode 9. Although to finish off this theory, one thing to note is that when Kinger tries to locate Cain's source code, the terminal shows a list of directories inside the AI folder. We see 2 agents, Cain and Experimental. So this means there are either 2 AIs or those are the players who really are AIs. But who knows? I sure don't. All of this is speculation from observation, so please take all of it with a giant grain of salt and realize this is just a theory. A game theory! Thanks for watching! I'm sorry I had to do that. Either way, tell me what you think. Do you agree with my theory? What are your thoughts on episode 8? I definitely have more to say on other theories, but honestly I feel like I have to work on explaining things in a more understandable way. I had to rewrite the script. It doesn't help that I keep speaking like I'm trying to fluff up the word count for an essay for school. Also because I got used to writing in roundabout ways because of Michael from my FNAF movie script. I'm still working on that. Tell me if you guys are interested in a movie script and I might make like a video talking about it or something. Ask questions below in the comments section. Maybe I'll do like a Q&A. You know, if there's like enough questions, you know. It's slow progress, but I feel like I'm getting there. Anyways, my name is New Mouse. I hope you have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all later. Bye.